outdoor adventure experiences since 1986, and all the way through they've been trying to get educational messages in, so using the outdoors as a tool to kind of encourage people to be inspired, get involved, and learn about the world that they live in.
Mainly started as a hire outfit down the beach surfing, windsurfing and stuff like that, and then kind of developed into coasteering. That's when coasteering really took off. That's kind of what made TYF what it is really, is the coasteering part of it.
I went to uni and everyone was like, Ed, why are you so rubbish at football? And then for like 4 years I tried to explain to them what I used to do. And then about 4 years into university they came down here and I brought them all coasteering and I showed them exactly what coasteering involved. And they were like, this is the best thing ever! Amazing, how come we've never done this before? And I was like, well, this is why I'm rubbish at football, because I didn't play football as a kid, I went coasteering. And that's the same story for like so many of us down here. Everybody kind of grows up surfing or coasteering or kayaking, you just kind of gets ingrained in you as a child.
I can't think of any other job I'd rather be doing. Like, I love being in the sea and like playing around with all my friends and stuff, and I get to do that as a job, like giving people the chance to go and have like the best time of their life. It's wicked.
Most of our values around adventure is like getting a love for the outdoors and making you appreciate kind of the natural beauty of a coastline, which then can lead into you wanting to protect it and preserve it through being more sustainable and leading a sustainable lifestyle.
I think people are always looking for different ways to learn and to teach people, and for education to become more efficient. And I think adventure's a brilliant platform for that. I think you can learn so much in the outdoors. When I was at uni, we used to try to look at rock pools where staying dry was the hardest thing in the world. Whereas if you're out coasteering anyway, you get the best view. And if you've got people that can expand on that environment and teach you while you're out there, it's just such a great way of learning. So the future for adventure is education and just providing an environment for people to become passionate about the outdoors.
You've got a lot less boundaries to kind of do what you want. Like if you're indoors, like in a classroom or something, there's a lot of restrictions on what you can and can't do, whereas outside, like, do what you want pretty much.
Some children are brought in sort of existing in an environment where there's no risk and they don't have an appreciation for risk. And I think there's risk in everyday life, just got to know how to manage it. So as soon as they're exposed to risk, but also understanding managing it, they can sort of expand themselves in so many ways. So the risk's really important.
We're quite lucky because risk is so obvious when we're doing what we're doing. Like, it's a really good way to introduce kids to it, because it's so obvious when a big wave's about to hit you, that's a risky thing.
There's a rock
Whereas,
there.
they're just like cruising around the playground, you're not quite sure, you don't really gather what risk actually is.
So here at TYF we have retail specialists, surfers, artists, kayakers, coasteerers, travellers basically. A lot of us do a lot of travelling, so it kind of means that you get to develop an experience of what you need, what equipment you need for such a trip, like that kind of thing. Anna's just got back from South Korea, so she spent time out there, so she knows how to deal with hot environments and what equipment's needed. I spent 18 months travelling, going through a range of different countries, and I bought my shoes from here. You can check it out on the blog.
Here at TYF our values are quite specific. We're looking to aim to provide great quality clothing at a good price that is manufactured from a fair and sustainable business. A lot of the clothes that we provide are recycled. Our fleeces from Patagonia come from plastic bottles. Some of the socks as well come from plastic bottles. A lot of the cotton is organic, and the farmers and the providers and the suppliers are all treated very fairly wherever they are, so they source out local products as well. Patagonia are particularly good. They have their carbon footprint. They have a footprints program which you can see on their website, which actually breaks down every process that the clothing goes through, so you can see where it's come from and how sustainable it is and the environmental impact. With the products that we supply, we aim to have this low environmental impact as possible. The suppliers that we have, Patagonia, Mud and Water, Rapa Nui, all have very strong ethical backgrounds. And yet we're constantly looking out for people who do amazing things and giving them the best deals. If people come in and they do a lot for the environment, we try and help them out and reward them for things that they do. We're trying to educate and help people understand where their clothing comes from and the impact that it has. We're trying to look for good quality clothing that's going to last a lifetime, rather than wear it, throw it away and buy something else. It's something that's going to last them. Whereas the quality is really, really important. And a lot of the companies that we work with have lifetime guarantees.
In 1998 I went to some shop in Carmarthen and I bought a blue Patagonia jacket, and I'd never heard of them before. And I found it yesterday and it's still in working order, and I decided I'm not going to sell it.
One of the things that we're very keen on at the moment is 1% for the planet. We're the longest 1% for the planet company. And in the past 5 years we've given around £50,000 worth to environmental charities, and this year we're funding the Evoke Cats programme, getting kids in schools to be taught through their sustainability workshops.
The purpose we have at TWF is kind of different from a school. So educational values in a school are all about kind of just learning knowledge or learning specific scenarios or events, whereas I think in TWF we have this nice position where we're outside the education system, and so we're not teachers, we're different from teachers. And so we can encourage kids to be curious and to think about the big ideas, the big questions, and kind of like, we're open to more limitless thinking, which wouldn't necessarily get you the marks at part of your exam, but actually might make you better, more kind of adaptable people in the future who are more employable. So at the moment, most of the stuff we do is kind of residential trips. So we get schools in for a couple of days or a week or kind of very period of time. And we try and mix it up, so we have stuff that's very active, so you can go out canoeing, kayaking, go surfing, coasteering, or there's also problem solving classes, and yeah, general kind of hands-on activities. We care because young people are the future, and our world is rapidly changing. I mean, we've got huge pressures we're facing from climate, from the environmental changes that are happening, and it's going to be this current generation that are going to be the ones who really do need to act on this and start making change. So it's very important to get this message across on the ground level to the people who are going to be dealing with these problems in the future. We provide this great facility where people from anywhere can come visit us and they can have an amazing time. And that fundamentally is kind of what's got to be the centre of everything. You know, there's too many people at the moment who live shut off lives and don't get the chance to be outdoors all the time. And we're lucky enough to live that, and we're sharing that with others. And because we kind of then got this nice position, we can then use that then to do sort of other elements of education and look at the bigger sustainability picture. But I mean, fundamentally it's all about getting out, learning about yourself, learning about the outdoors, kind of scaring yourself as well, because that's sort of an important thing to do. You really learn how far you can stretch yourself as a person by knowing kind of where your limits are and by really pushing that and kind of realising that standing on top of a cliff is very scary, but then getting up the courage to jump off it anyway. And, you know, it's these sort of things are very, I don't know, have like a strong personal benefit.
One of the programmes within the educational department is called Evoke Cats. About 4 months ago we got funding from the SD Sustainability Fund in the National Parks for a 3-year rollout, which is amazing really, because that means we can just focus on delivering to all of the secondary schools in Pembrokeshire this amazing programme that concentrates on year 10, 11, year 12 and 13. And we give people real life, real problems within the school, within then the community, and then within the larger spectrum of the businesses within Wales, and give them real hands-on risk-taking, risk-assessing, creative thinking, team-building kind of exercises that try to break down the normal ways of thinking and doing it within a classroom setting. We want to excite curiosity and bigger kind of interest in those bigger questions that perhaps we don't have the answers to, but it's getting people to think about these things and possible solutions. At the start, we introduce students to all the different areas of the community. And then they get to choose, there's this process, they get to choose what area they want to work on, irrespective of no one else wanting to work on it, they can if they want to. And they basically come up with their own challenge. So hopefully by doing it that way, we're actually the students in control of what they want to do. It's about what your passions are rather than right, we've got this challenge for you, try and solve it, and you might not have any interest in it. So yeah, EduCat is only about 6 months old. It was piloted about 4 months ago in 2 schools in St David's and Fishguard. Went down really, really well. We're just at the moment really fine-tuning it so that then in September we can roll it out and we can start to see the benefits of a programme that will hopefully be then taken on UK wide by all the different schools. So yeah, fingers crossed.
TYF Corporate, we're a strong pedigree in professional and management coaching and development, business operational improvement. That's the long-term history. More recently, over the last 10 or 15 years, we've been more concentrated on sustainability and incorporating sustainable business practices and ways of thinking to take businesses forward. Essentially, TYF exists to send out the learning of the last 30 years and the principles that we've managed to put into practice, and to share that learning as widely as possible. Our job is to share that as widely as possible through our customers, through the activity side of the business, through our customers and clients through the retail side of the business, and particularly through our work with governments, with large organisations, with private firms, with small businesses, with the education sector, with the health sector, to really bring everybody together on a common understanding of what the challenges are and hopefully ways that we can adapt and thrive in the future. A major project that we're currently launching and running alongside Welsh Government, alongside major international businesses and organisations, is a project called Slipstream Wales, which is bringing government, the private sector, public sector, charitable sector, all together to use Wales essentially as a test bed to see if sustainability can be achieved on a nationwide scale. And Wales is a perfect sized country to do that, both geographically and demographically. So there's a lot of interest, and this is formally being launched on the 17th of July with the First Minister. But the idea is to use it as a test bed, to try approaches to see how they can be scaled up, first of all nationally and then globally. In the future, we would like to extend our reach, particularly within the educational sector, building on the success of our projects like EduCat, and seeing that take a more widespread adoption throughout the curriculum and throughout schools in Wales and beyond. That's something that we're keen to educate school leavers, catching while future communities are still young, to be able to make the most difference in the shortest space of time. That sits alongside the work we're doing with Slipstream Wales, with large organisations, with large corporate bodies, to everybody needs to be on the same page basically. So whatever route we can most directly make the most impact, that's the direction that we need to be heading in.